Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and we're going to be talking about the crypto dip. Happened on a US Sunday, of course, a classic time to do a bit of a rug pull on the market by the exchanges. So we're going to talk a little bit about that coming up, and of course, it means fresh capital, buy the dips, as they say. And of course, we're coming up to October. Of course, expected to be pretty much the best month in crypto, and then rally into the biggest Q4. That's what we're looking forward to. So we're going to talk about all about that today. We're obviously going to be highlighting some of the cool things coming up. The XGame coming up, CoinWell and OnChainBet, three of the big protocols expect to be launched probably in October at this stage. So very, very exciting about that. So we're going to get into all that. So the heavyweights for PulseChain are coming. The whales on the move and the super devs on the move. So it's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to enjoy that. Don't forget to get in the chat there as well. We've already got Sean O'Malley in the house there. I'm down for a moon. Tired of buying dips, says Sean. Yeah, it's the biggest accumulation zone you ever had, Sean. The biggest everyone's already had. We got morning all endurance players. I like that. I like that, Sean. We got Orez in the house as well with the fire on. The fire is on for sure. We got obviously share the show around on X. If you haven't done that, just take a moment just to hit the repost button. It really helps a lot. And of course, if you're on YouTube, smash the subscribe button. If you're on X, smash the follow button. And let's keep growing, right? Let's keep going. Hey, we got Brian in the house there. Sup, folks? Great to see Brian, and always one of our moderators, and of course, former community leader. He is out and about in the United States, causing all sorts of fun times. So good to see Brian in there as well. Chin chin, Brian. Chin chin. All right, so we're going to get into it, folks. It's without further ado. Let's get into the stock market results and talk about that, because it is still green, right? So Monday results for the stock market looking good. So the S&P 500 rides NVIDIA, obviously NVIDIA there, most valuable company. Apple, of course, rallied to close to another record high. So awesome stuff there. We got the Dow Jones at the moment is up, 0.14%, 66 points to 46,381. So let's have a quick look at the chart there for that. So it's not quite on the all-time highs, but it's just about there. And we can see if we look at the year, it's looking pretty close. Let's look at the last month. You can see we're just off the high, but just about there. S&P 500 is at all-time highs, so we're at 6,700 almost, and we're up by 29 points, or just under 0.5%. Nasdaq there is up by 0.7%, 157 points, and that is sitting at 22,788, and that is at all-time highs. So we're in history, guys. We're writing history just about every day these days. US dollar is at 96 points, just under 97. I remember it was 108 when Trump came into power on the 20th of January earlier this year. And here we are just below 97. It's down 30% today. Let's jump over to the commodities. And of course, if you're holding some silver and gold, I'm sure you'll be pretty happy these days. We got West Texas, though, oil sitting at $62. Not bad, not bad. Let's look over the last year for the West Texas, and we can see that we West Texas oil is at down. So if we look at where Trump came in, that was right here. See this peak up here? We are down quite dramatically from there. So 75, we're down about $13, which is pretty good, right? Pretty good. We got Brent oil too at $66, and we were up here around here, up towards $80 or so, and we're at 66. So Trump succeeded pretty well on the old oil prices. Obviously, US dollar has depreciated. But net benefit has been a decrease in the price of petrol at the pump, and Trump was talking about getting towards below $2 during his term. So keep a lookout for that. Gold though has been on an absolute tear. Gold there is up 0.2%, almost $7 to $3,781. Isn't that amazing? So that we're in history for the gold as well. And if we look at the max chart, that is the max chart. Look at that. So all the way back here. Since 1975. A lot of you may have not been born around 1975, but for those that were, there's probably quite a few actually in the chat that were around that time. We were down at $160 then. 160. We're now at 3,800. Silver, hasn't taken its all-time high out, but it's creeping, guys. It's creeping. Its all-time high was back in 2011. And I think it was about March 2011, and we were about $68.30 or something. We are now at $44.27, and you guys know we've been talking about this for some time, that silver was probably going to have a breakout, and we had a $75 to $125 target, and we're well on the road here we could see some pretty crazy things. And of course, this would be particularly fueled by the golden age of America that Trump is putting in place. So yeah, it's pretty much heading in the right direction. And of course, the electronic boom. So not only we've got the intelligence boom, particularly AI boom, which is causing a lot of money to go in there, flow into capital, trillions of dollars. And of course, we just saw another 100 billion be put in today, announced as well. So it's on the way up there between NVIDIA, ChatGPT, and etc. All the boom time. So there does seem to be just a huge demand for the technology, and that means there are getting productivity gains and revenue, plenty of revenue sources from it. And that is the key, right? No use having a cool technology that's not generating any revenue, got any demand, pouring heaps of money into it, but that doesn't seem to be the case with AI, which is probably logical given the fact that it's going into automation, it's helping with inference, it's helping integrate with other technologies. So it seems like it's got plenty of use cases. It really is an industrial revolution. Let's say what they call the intelligence age. So that's pretty much it where we are right now. So NVIDIA doing very well, and so is Apple. So let's have a quick look. So we did have some tapering on some of the Fed presidents, sort of cooling expectations about further rate cuts. But we'll see what happens there. As you guys know, inflation's around about 2.9%. The target for the Fed is 2%, which I think is a bit ridiculous, honestly. In New Zealand, we were the ones that created it here. We created the whole idea of 2% targets, and that's been borrowed by other central banks like the United States. But of course, we moved away from that in New Zealand to a range of 1% to 3%, and I think makes a lot more sense. 2%, even though it's a low rate, it is a little arbitrary to some degree, and so having 1 to 3% makes a lot of sense there. And that would mean that 2.9 would be at the top of the range, and therefore, you could have, quite a decent move down. Now, another rule of thumb around interest rates is typically a 1-to-1 rate. So the federal funds rate is currently 4.25%. Arguably, that should be down around 2.9, 3%, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe plus or minus 25 basis points. But at the moment, we've got a path that's suggesting 75 basis points this year. But as these presidents are pointing out, they're not so keen to even lower the rates. So maybe the market's already a bit above where they should be. So are we going to get that 125 basis point cut? It's going to be interesting. And of course, it will depend on the further inflation data coming out into from Q3 and into Q4. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So we had a few of them, being a bit more demure about that. We shall see where that heads to as well. All right, so let's jump away from that. We're going to get into the old crypto, and that is our economic sort of stock market updates. So the stock market's green, but crypto had a dip and a manipulated dip, no doubt, from a lazy Sunday, and it was just a perfect time. We've seen it before, right, on Sundays, so we'll see what happens from here in the week ahead. Wookie's in the house says Wookie likes chips and dips. Yeah, you make me hungry for chips and dips now that you said that. I like a bit of chips and dips. Chips and dips with in a summer with a was it a light beer? Is it a light beer? Yeah, light beer. All right, so let's jump away. I don't drink too many beers, but it's nice to have a few light beers with a chips and dip. All right, so let's get into the crypto markets and deep dive into this a little bit. So let me just get rid of some funny pop-up boxes. Bam. All right, so let's jump into it. We've got the crypto market cap at 3.986 trillion. So we are down 3.5%. So it's quite a bit of a decrease. We are below the 4 trillion mark as well. And as I often mention, the crypto market is still a very small market in the world. $4 trillion, very, very small. I think if we add in all the derivatives market, which is essentially, I think, the biggest by far, that is in the quintillions, probably a couple quintillion at least. So it's still a small market. So we got market cap pretty small, 18,861 coins on CoinGecko. And of course, let's have a look at the Bitcoin price, 112,723. So it is down, pretty decently from 115, 116. We're down 2.2% on Bitcoin. Ethereum, though, was down 5.6%, is at 4,200. We are getting a little bit of a bounce, looks from it, in the last hour. So we might get, post the live show, we might get a little bit of a rebound. Let's see. We got XRP is down 4.2%, $2.85. BNB down 5% at 993. Of course, recently powered past $1,000 had a lot of protocols doing really well on BNB as well, and it's back down at $994. Solana there down 7%, $220. So that's a pretty decent down day for Solana. And Doge there at number 8 is down 7.7% as well. That's even bigger, 24 cents. And then we got number 10 is Tron down 0.9%, and that is at 34 cents. But the big mover down was definitely Cardano down 6.8% at 82 cents. But look at the market cap has gapped up between Tron and Cardano, which were battling for number 10. But Cardano there moved down a lot. I mean, it's down almost over $2 billion. So that's pretty crazy for Cardano there. All right, so that is our top 10, and the best performer over there, or at least the least worst, is what do we got here? Tron down 0.9%, followed pretty closely by Bitcoin, only down 2.3%. Now, the top best performer in the last week clearly is BNB, still up green, 7.7%. So that is the only one that's green actually, is BNB. All right, so top 100. Let's have a quick look at top 100. We've got Story IP sitting at number 43 is the best performer in the last week, 41%. At number 67 is Hash, and that is up 14% for the week. And at number 48 is Near Protocol, that is up 12.4%. 42 is Mincore, that is up 8.3%. And to round off our top 5 for the last week is Avalanche at number 17. So AVAX up 8%. So, there is still some gainers over the week. So you wouldn't be too unhappy about the dip because, you're still up, on the green. Some of the top gainers, AI. We've seen quite a few AI. Obviously, AI is a big theme, not only in the stock market and worldwide technology, but also on crypto, which makes a lot of sense. We've got so many applications that we can have with AI. And we got the top ones there, AI Companions, up 60%. This is the top 1,000 gainers. AI Companions, which we have, I think, looked at before. That is at number 314, so it's a pretty highly ranked. Normally your top 300, normally have got mostly decent quality in them. There's obviously always a few outsiders. And this has been around since September the 10th. So that's only about 2 weeks. And it just looks like it bounced from the bottom here, 13.8 cents up at 22 cents. So nice little bounce there. It is on BSC chain. So that is AI Companions, doing pretty well. The next one is A Hunter's Dream. So quick look at that. It's up 52%. It's sitting at number 794 in the top 1,000. Pretty violent looking chart. How long has it been around for? Since April 2022. So, just after the last bull market. And it's come off the bottom there in June. And is having a bit of a spike today. A pretty big one there. It's got lots of zeros, 7 zeros, 8,000. So I think it's come off 7 zeros. It's still 7 zeros. It's on ETH chain there. And let's have a quick look at the website, core.is. Have a quick look at this. And what's it? Core, the future of decentralized social media. So it's pretty high ranked. It's even got a manifesto. I don't know about these. Whenever you see a manifesto, you're thinking, you're getting Marxism or something like that. But anyway, it is number 794. We got a new top mover there, Carrot Galaxy. So it's switched over there, switched in. So we'll have a quick look at that. Looks like some sort of, what is it? Carrot Galaxy, number 652. How long has it been around? Since November 24. And then it just got blown up out of nowhere. So it was down at 4.8 cents, is now at 77 cents. So just absolutely just moved. There's a God mode candle for you. It's gone from 4 cents to 77 cents out of nowhere. And that is on BNB chain. Let's have a look at Carrot Galaxy. So I don't know what the news was, but it looks like it got pumped to the moon. So it's got games. So Explore, Mine, Conquer. Obviously, we've been talking about games a lot here on the Crypto Night Show because we've just got I think the early first renaissance in gaming, along with Mafia game from Jacob, Gladiator games from Jason, and then of course we've got Giza coming out as well, another Mafia game. So I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see 2 Mafia games out there, but they're going to be very different from each other. Different technology. Some may use the blockchain more. Obviously, Jacob is arguably the world's best peer-to-peer dev, in my opinion. And so we're looking forward to that technology being on the chain. Whereas, we'll see what Giza's set up as. Is it a centralized server like we see with Gladiator games, for example? We shall see. We got Explore, Mine, and Conquer. So you got some cool mini apps there. Not bad. Looks like pretty fun, right? Looks pretty fun. So that is on the move today, and they must have had some big news, I'm sure. But the games are in there, and Carrot there, the heart of Carrot Galaxy. So there we go. That is a gaming one, and it's just gone to the moon. $69 million on that pump, massive pump there. What's it, like a 20x in a day, something like that? It says 5,000%, so it's up pretty big. All right, let's have a look at the last 24 hours. Last 24 hours. Yeah, mate, I don't know what the volume was or anything like that. I mean, we've got it down here. A couple $100,000 volumes on the hourlies from the looks of it. Anyway, that is on the move as we speak. So that is pretty much that. We're going to jump into Bitcoin. Probably View says Charlie Kirk, great service yesterday. Absolutely, yeah. I must have reposted at least half a dozen little clips from the service. And man, what was it incredible or what? Unbelievable service. So yeah, tribute to Charlie Kirk. Honestly, I think he's the closest thing to a biblical character that we have in the modern days, and I'm sure we're going to see huge things move forward there with Turning Point USA. I think it's just going to get 1,000x bigger than it was. So it's really, really amazing. All right, so we got Coinbase right now as at Bitcoin. We got $112,742, and you can see the big dip that we had, crypto dip, and we broke below the 50-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average was sitting at, or is sitting at 114,000. We're now at 112,742. So not too bad though, right? Not too bad. And a bit of a clearinghouse going on here. We've still got the 200-day moving average at 106,000 in yellow and orange, sorry. So that is still in play for the daily. So that's still the day there moving forward. Now, in terms of the Bitcoin market dominance, I wanted to pull that chart up today. Obviously, we had a wick back to the upside because, as you guys know, Bitcoin's market dominance was falling, indicating that we'd moved to altcoin season. And if we saw the altcoin season charts, we had flicked into the altcoin season on most of those indicators for altcoin season. But of course, now we've had a little flick back here with the dip on Sunday, and so, but we're back to 58%. But this is just an illusion before we really start kicking into altcoin season, which we're all expecting. If not by the end of September, into October, which is typically the best month in crypto, right? Moving into probably what is going to be a hyper parabolic in Q4. Tin Top announced there was up hexagons. Good to see Tin Top. So that is the market dominance. So we're currently sitting at 58% for Bitcoin. And so, but the trend, as you've seen so far, it has come down a long way. So we'll see where we head from here. We already got the crossover, right? Suggesting the altcoin season. We had that back here in the 12th of August. All right, so that is pretty cool on the old Bitcoin, and that's our chart. So yeah, still not too bad though. Well over 100K. We're down at above that 112K. In fact, we bounced at 111,900. So still looking pretty good there on the old Bitcoin. That moves us into Ethereum. Ethereum, of course, we've still got all the big catalysts with the acquisition vehicles, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. And I did have a bearish scenario here. There's the bearish scenario. Obviously, we've hit that pretty quickly in terms of that. So we got down to about $44,072. Got nice support at 4,000, right? We've had that before. We had it back here on the 19th of August. We tapped that again here today. And, of course, we've got this downward scenario. And that downward scenario was 3,800. So we're above that, right? So above that. And, of course, our upward scenario, and this is over a longer period of time, of course, is this one here, which is Tom Lee's numbers. We got the low side 8,000 by the end of December, and of course the upside 15,000 to 16,000 right at the top there with the yellow bar. So that is our sign there. So far had a bit of a test here, a bit of market manipulation. And we did get a few little insights here from Weimar. Binance is massively dumping ETH to liquidate longs. Now we see this a lot of times, particularly on a Sunday when there's not many people around. Liquidity is lower, and then you get this manipulation, right? And of course, Binance massively dumping ETH to liquidate longs, and that is some of the stuff we see there. So you see the price on the hourlies just getting crushed. Down to 4,000 there. In fact, we got to 4,077, and then we can see the Binance hot wallet there, dumping all this ETH into the market. There we go. And of course, they rinse and repeat, right? They rinse and repeat. They make a lot of money that way. We did see this little comment, I think, down here from CZ. Dips are important for establishing support levels, which are like foundations of a house. Well, that is true. it's also, if you're an exchange and you've got margin trading, perpetuals, then you make mad gains out of doing it, right? You get rid of all those long positions. So there we go. All right, so that is a little bit of possible insights in there into the ETH game. So yeah, bit of a dip at the moment. So we're back at 4,200. So if you want to pick up a bit of ETH, that's a good zone because the fundamentals are still going forward, right? So strategic ETH reserve, we had some big acquisitions from Tom Lee with Bitmine Immersion, and so this is basically what they've been purchasing over the last week, and we've had little blues clues into that, following their wallet. We talked about that before, but Bitmine Immersion, 22nd of September, another disclosure, which I said would happen, right? Because we'd already know they were accumulating. They bought another 264,000 ETH, guys, huge over the last week, and they just declared that 22nd. So they are now sitting at 2.42 million Ethereum, 2.42 million Ethereum right now, and that means that they are slowly creeping up to their target of 6 million ETH. Remember, 5% of the ETH supply is their target. They're at 40% now. 40%, so they've still got to buy another 60%, and they are doing it quite fast. We see every week they're doing purchases. And the reason why they want to do it fast is because they want to pick up the ETH cheap. And so they've got to do it earlier than later because there are more and more organizations coming in that are strategic ETH acquisition vehicles that want to pick up the ETH. It also helps with their MNAV value as well, and that's their premium. Remember, their premium. We talked about the NAV, right? The net asset value being the amount of Ethereum they hold at the current price. So that's the NAV. But then they have another formula called the MNAV. So you take your NAV, the amount of ETH you've got in value, and then you multiply it by the MNAV, and then you can get a multiple on your share price. And that is the idea. That's the game for these guys. And so, that's why some people advocate buying the actual stock instead. You buy BMNR, you obviously get some volatility on the stock market, but you potentially get the multiplier effects, right? So you can make mad more gains than holding the Ethereum yourself. As we understand it, the Ethereum is a lot of it is acquired by exchanges, and they are looking after it from this point of view. So I'm not sure what they're doing around security with hot wallets and all the rest of it, all that sort of stuff. But that is what they are doing. That's what Tom Lee told us. So that is where they are at the moment. So the MNAV is also that premium part is made up of multiplier because you can stake Ethereum. You can then use a multiplier just like you do in stock market. And you can do like, normally at the bottom ends like 12x your income. You can sort of 12 years value, or you can get up to really, decent type of valuations where you get the 20, 25 times multiplier, and you can multiply that by your income value, right? So that's basically what they do. You can stake your ETH and get that multiplier value, and that is part of it. The other part, of course, is that Bitmine Immersion, along with the fund strat there, is one of the top 20 in volume and turnover. So you can add those premiums into the MNAV as well. That's why they can get a pretty good MNAV over time. So at the moment, it's saying 1.16. But probably about 0.7 of that is related to the Ethereum staking, right? So at the moment, they've had a big rally in their price on old Bitmine, and of course, Tom Lee, when their price really rallies, they sell some of their stocks off, and then they take all that money that they sold off, and then they go and buy more Ethereum. And this is the game, right? This is the game, the Michael Saylor playbook, I should say. So that's kind of the idea in there. So yeah, they're pretty big there. 40% of their target. They want to have a sovereign put, as Tom Lee would say. They want 5% of the Ethereum, and that will give them, give them a lot of power, but also support the whole Ethereum network by them holding long. Right, they're looking to hold long, and as Tom Lee said, this is the best play in the financial markets over the next 10 years. So this is just early days, and this is how aggressive it is to get those positions at super cheap prices. So Tom Lee must be laughing himself silly, especially on dips like this, because he just sold stock at high prices, picks up Ethereum on pullbacks at 4,200. Retail books and everyone else that decides to sell their ETH, he says, "Thank you very much. I'll take your ETH." And he puts it in his bags and laughs all day long. That's pretty much it. All right, so that's pretty much it. We got SharpLink at the moment, still sitting pretty similar to what they had, 838,000 Ethereum. We know they want to go to 1 million, right? That's their target. They're currently at 84%, so we do expect more buying from them. The Ethereum machine at number 3, 495,000, so almost 500,000 ETH. and they're just sitting pretty. Now they do have some targets on here of 10%. I'm not sure where they get those numbers from, but that's what they got there. We'll see what they actually end up buying. That is ETH the machine. Obviously, ETH Foundation next is slowly selling the ETH, so they're going to slowly drop slowly over time. And then, of course, PulseChain SAC sitting there at 166,000 right now. So that is where the PulseChain SAC is. So not bad. All right, so let's scroll back down here. Of course, we know that there's going to be big stuff coming potentially for the US government coming out later this year, maybe October, November. We've got expecting potentially we might get some disclosures around how they might accumulate more Bitcoin and altcoins, of course, including Ethereum. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Obviously, World Liberty is also playing a role with their stablecoin. Was it the USD1, I think it is? And they're also using that money is also being borrowed. That's where a lot of capital is coming into the game. And of course, the Trump Jr., Eric, and all that having a good time because that money is funneling through into the billions and going into other ventures. So we saw some big moves recently, I think yesterday or so, or at least the end of last week. So there's a lot of stuff happening in that background as well. Then, of course, we've got other institutions like Nexus, which we know raised $5 billion. They only got 48,000 ETH. They're also wanting to raise a ton. They were also apparently looking at 10% of supply. I don't know whether they'll get that high, but they're also looking for that. If they were going for 10%, then they're going to pay much, much higher prices. And that's when we start getting into Ethereum prices of $30,000 and $60,000. And it happens pretty quick, right? Because you're sucking the supply out of the market. And as I've mentioned earlier, with the Ethereum chart, over the acquisition period since the beginning of June, I think it is, we've seen the exchange supply of ETH go from 20 million down to 17 million. So ETH is disappearing, guys. It is disappearing. And so sometimes we have ETH come out of stakings, and that brings in new ETH, but essentially. Validating them, and that essentially pulls a bit out, but it's just getting sucked out of the room, so to speak. So yeah, pretty crazy. Sean, you got a Telegram link there. I'm not sure what that is. What is that Telegram? Let me know what that Telegram link is. That'd be helpful. All right, so that is where we are right now, and of course we've got so many entities. Let's see where we are on this one. So we've got Sir Treasuries. We got 17 right now, all looking to pick up more Ethereum. And it's just the beginning, just early days in the first couple of months, expecting this to continue right into the end of the year and into next year. Just a big boom for Ethereum. All right, so let's keep going from there. We obviously had, I was supposed to put this a bit earlier on the Bitcoin, but we had obviously a lot of the longs got, taken out by all this dumping in the ETH price and Bitcoin. We can see here the liquidations here. It's pretty huge. We had 1.65 billion longs in the last 24 hours were wrecked. 146 million in shorts were wrecked. So pretty huge. This is the largest single liquidation order happened on OKX exchange with the BTC USD tether swap value of almost $13 million. So if you're worried about the markets dipping today, someone just lost $13 million. So there we go. That is the place there. So pretty huge day in the office there for getting wrecked, and market manipulations in the game there on Lazy Sunday. All right, so that is pretty much it for our crypto coverage. We're going to get into PulseChain. Well, that's our general crypto coverage anyway. We're going to get into PulseChain next. Yeah, I'm not sure what that Telegram link is there. Sean, let me know. Be much appreciated. What else do we got? We're going to get into PulseChain. Of course, we're going to get into the main event. So PulseChain markets, so we're going to cover that. We obviously launches of XGame coming up, CoinWell and OnChainBet, 3 heavyweight protocols, 2 whales and a super dev. So we're going to talk about that coming up. And then we're going to get into the monster thread. The monster thread, of course, PulseChain's hottest news over the last week. Only just launched yesterday. So we're going to go through that. And we've got some incredible teams listed in there as well. So we'll talk about that too. And then I've got a few extra stuff we're going to talk about as well before we get into it. So hope you guys enjoy that. All right, so let's get into it. Day 864. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for it? Let's do it. Let's put some magical twinkle on this one. All right, PulseChain, day 864. We got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0367, down 2.7%. That's not too bad. I mean, I know it's still on the low side, but it's only down 2.7%. It's not down 10% or 15%. So it's kind of cool in the 24 hours. We're at 37% of the mean sacrifice price. Obviously, we're still in accumulation zone. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0.24, down 2%. We're at 24% of the mean sacrifice price. The buy and burn, though, doesn't care. Well, it does to some degree, but it is still going up. 7.77% is now burned. That's a perfect number, 777. We got instinctive token there, $1.38. That is actually up 4%. So if you're holding INC, you're happy because you're in the green. Yeah, tick tock. Hex at the moment is at 0.8 of a penny, down 5%, and eHex at 1/4 of a penny, which is actually up a little bit from yesterday, wasn't it? 2400th of a penny. So we've got PHEX there at 0.8 of a penny. So if you're wanting to pick up some hex, it's not too bad zone right now. Mad gains and all. Like I say, once it goes over 3.2 cents, I think it's gone, burger. Right? It's gone to the moon. But at the moment, you can get it for 0.8 of a penny. Just accumulate. It's great for those with fresh capital or other bags they want to move into it. So let's go to that's day 864. Let's go to the gas prices. We got 800,000 beach. We're seeing this quite a few times down at this level. 1 cent for a PulseX swap. Super good to do business, as I always say. The validators, 52,965, pretty similar to what we've seen the last couple of days. The bridge value is at 110.2 million, so we're just holding on over the 110 million mark. I think we're at about 111, was it yesterday? 111.2, so we might be down about a million maybe. EX is up slightly, I think, just a tad. So that's where we are right now. I've got a little snapshot. Shall we open that up? Let's do that. And this was from the 21st, so this is 2 days old. We're at 113.3 million then. So we're down 2 million in the last 2 days in the bridge values. Let's see what the numbers were, though. So we had 63.69. So we're down a little bit on ETH, maybe about 10, 15 ETH. Actually, 20 ETH. We're down 20 ETH in the last 2 days. Hex value is down from what we had 2 days ago, down about 600,000. The ETH amount's pretty similar. We're up slightly, actually. We've got a bit more ETH itself on the chain. That's EHEX that is. The DAI, we had 22.4, so we're down about $140,000 in DAI. USDC was 17.9. We're definitely down on that, so we're down about $250,000 on USDC. USD Tether, we're at 5.7. We're down about 110,000 on USD Tether. And Coast is pretty much the same. Bitcoin's pretty much the same. So we are down on the stable coins and only slightly on the ETH. You heard it here first. That's what they say. The treasury for PulseChain SAC is still up 72.5 million. We're up 11.5%, sitting at $700 million. Now, you guys know we were only a couple of days ago up at $250 million. So we're down about 50 million from there. But hey, it's 50 million amongst friends, right? What's 50 million amongst friends? Friends for life. 50 million here, 50 million here. How much could you pump PulseChain with 50 million? A damn lot. Damn lot. All right, anyway, we're down 50 million at the moment. We should have just saved it, guys. We should have just saved it, and we could have bought it all back, right? Bought back more. Anyway, it's not trading. It's not trading, but there we go. That is the Bitcoin PulseChain treasury. That gets us on to the markets. So let's go have a look at that. So here is the markets right now. And shall I go to the big view? Let's see what the big view looks like with the chart. Yeah, let's do that, shall we? It's kind of nice and big, isn't it? So we've got the volume at the moment, 16 million. So that's good. It's a bit of a down day, but we're still up 16 million. So we're up to about 4 million from yesterday. We're at 12 million. Our transactions are up about 50,000 as well. So we were about 200,000 transactions yesterday. We're 255,000 today. So that's good news. We've got the top performer right now, been around for over a month, is Pulse Guy. Sitting at 0.0012, and that's up 19% almost. Peacock making a bit of a comeback with the old Liberty swap, up 16%, and that is at 2,500th of a penny. Let's have a quick look at Peacock. Obviously, we're looking forward to Coinarchy coming in the Battle of the Memes. I think I'm more excited than Rack and Michelle. I think I'm more excited than Jen, the CEO. About the battle. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The Battle of the Memes, it creates a lot of excitement, and people like that. So people will be one of the catalysts on PulseChain, I think, to have something like that. We already see we've got a couple other meme things. We covered that the other day, happening around the chain and so forth. Anyway, at the moment, we've got a quarter of a penny right now for Peacock. And is it coming off the bottom? Is this a final bounce? Well, what does the RSI tell us? The RSI tells us that it could potentially go down lower. I mean, we're currently around 38.40, but it might be a pretty decent zone. Looks like we've got a bit of a consolidation zone here. So, who knows? Maybe that is what it is. Let's go to the drawing part here. So got a little bit of an RSI sort of consolidation zone, one would argue, in here. So that's been around since for a while, maybe 10 days. And is this a bounce here we're seeing at 1900 of a penny? We're up a bit from there. So let's see. It's already had quite the retrace, as you guys can see. But this is crypto after all. What else? We got 88% down. So is it finally going to bounce here? Kind of looks like it. Kind of a bit of feeling. Although, we've been in this RSI down here and we're still drifted down a little bit there. But it is drifting down at a lower rate. So we'll see whether we can bounce here for the old Peacock. Now, is Liberty Swap going to be doing some magic for Peacock? We shall see. Now, we do know that this new game coming up, Giza, which is a Mafia game, is going to be a dual token along with GZR, which is the Giza token, and Peacock, which is the Liberty Swap token for the big bridge. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. What magic can happen in moving forward. So that is Peacock. We got Zero Trust at the moment. Zero Trust is the one that's doing memes as well, right? Apparently they're taking everybody's tokens and then giving them away to somebody special. So I don't know. Is that a good strategy? I'm still in two minds about it. What do you guys reckon? Let me know in the chat there. So everyone's giving the zero thing here with the tokens and all these different meme coins, and then someone wins them. And I guess, is it a dump fest? I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Or are the people that are winning to just hold on to them because they're like, I've got a great index of meme coins now for free. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but that is the play. We got zero there on the move. I'm pretty sure that's the one we're talking about. Let's have a quick look at the X account and pull it up. I wasn't going to do this, but we're doing it now. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. So Zero Trust is a memetic task force on the PulseChain Nexus. But anyway, this is the Trustless Index. I don't know. Pretty sure this is the one that's doing the meme giveaways. Meme collections and giveaways, is it? I don't see it here, though. I don't see it here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got the names confused. Short is this one. I don't see it here, actually. Maybe I'm talking about something else. Maybe we got the wires crossed. It looks like I did get the wires. Maybe it's something else. You guys let me know in the chat there what it was, because I may be confusing myself. But I thought it was zero. Anyway, that's not the one there. We got GoPulse sitting at 10 cents, up 8% right now. It's been pretty steady around that, right? Plus or minus 2 cents, isn't it? The old GoPulse. Yeah, you can kind of see that in the chart on the daily here. It's like, down to maybe 8.8 cents. I guess it's not plus or minus because it's not quite as that high. It's definitely have been on the weaker side, but 10 cents today. Not too bad. 1.7 million there on GoPulse. Obviously, what else we got there? Incentive token in the mix there at number 7, up 5%. UFO from PDC at 4%. Let's have a quick look at UFO. Have a little nosy on this one. People often said if you missed PDC, you could get UFO. That was the old mantra, and it's definitely not looking too bad. Let's have a look at the chart. This is the weekly chart since we've got so much history here. We kind of bounced off this 4 zeros 1440 mark. We're now at 14 zeros 2300, so not too bad. It has a 6% tax, right? 6% buy and sell tax, kind of a slightly supercharged PDC version, and it also helps. Was it buy and burn PDC? I think something like that. But that is PDC, and so big shout to Prairie Banana. He's the man, the myth, and the legend around all the stuff on UFO and PDC. He's kind of their main influencer analyst, isn't he? And he does a great job crushing it out there. Saw some Minimia, the big corporate on PulseChain, up 4% right now. And of course, you guys know this has a massive treasury, and we're talking about probably well in excess of $10 million is my guess. And we can base that on the numbers that they're earning. We can project that. Could be even higher. Could be way higher. I probably could do a pretty accurate number on what it might be, but I haven't done that for a few months. But it's definitely probably in excess of 10 million. So that's where they are right now, 4.4 cents. We are expecting the launch on the. Let's just skip in my mind what they're launching on. Anyway, I'll come back to it. We'll probably talk more about the Sun Mini Meal coming up. I'll just get an update and we'll do that. But 4.4 cents right now is where it's sitting. We've got DAO token right now, done at number 11. So top 10, not top 10, not too bad. Got some pretty big names in the top 10, haven't we? Peacock, GoPulse, UFO, Incentive Token, Saw some minimal, some pretty big numbers. That's quite often we see a lot of speculative stuff in the top 10, but it's nice to see some of the bigger brand names that haven't been there for a while in the top 10. So that's kind of cool. Dow token, pump tires up 3.5%. What else there? We got there SolidX green. So we hadn't seen this one really. This is a late mover because there's already the yellow one is the main one, right? There's the pump tires version of SolidX, but we're getting a little bit of it's just up 2%. Let's see how this is fared given the XGame excitement, which we're going to talk about shortly. So yeah, not too bad, is it? Sorry, not too good, I should say, overall. Let's have a look at the weekly chart here. And that is the weekly chart. I don't know why it's giving us such a weird look, but yeah, it's on the bottom there. So this has really struggled to get any shine from the XGame. And of course, what's been getting all the attention? XGame itself. Even SolidX got sold right down, right? So yeah, let's see. Now, I do believe they're doing a test net on the XGame. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that is where we're going with SolidX. Number 18 is Moonex. That's been around for 4 months, up 1.5%. Rhinofy is at 1.2% as well. This has got a big Pulse treasury, and they do their recharging mechanism every 28 days. Price is definitely a discount, 0.00061. But of course, let's have a look at the ratio to Pulse. It's kind of the key indicator there. We do know they changed their mechanism a little bit to preserve the Pulse for when Pulse goes on a rally. Smart move. But in the meantime, that means that you get a bit of a good chance to accumulate, and that's at 16.93 at the moment. 16.93. Let's go have a nosy at their charging and see what the balance is at the moment. Let's into the dashboard there. Right, let's charge this charging cycle. We're on charging cycle 3. We've got 7 days and 16 hours to go. Now it's a 28-day cycle, remember? So we've only got a week left. What else are we going to say? It's currently got, it's earned 6.3 million Pulse. It's got I think a 5%, a 6% buy and sell tax. The recharging balance is sitting at 414 million, and the PLS goal is 412. So they're actually in excess of that. I think they have a rule about that if they're above that. Currently in the active, so this is the accumulative sort of treasury, but the active buy and burn, which is sort of separate, has got 89.6 million Pulse in it at the moment, and that's still buying, on a regular basis there. I'm not sure, every half an hour or something like that, every 30 minutes, yeah. It is so far, it has bought and burned 19.2 million Rhino, so that's pretty cool. 19.2 million Rhino, so that's pretty cool. Ticking away there, old Rhinofy, so big shout out to the team. All right, what else we got there? We got Oink is green as well. That's had a big run recently with its treasury. So we've got quite a few tokens here with treasuries, and that's up 1% here. I haven't looked at the one for a while, but had a really nice run. Look at that run there. Got pumped with volume big time the other day, so it's Oink. And some market cap at 500,000 right now. Let's quickly look at the website, see if it has any treasury details on there too. What's we got there? Let's see here. Stake your PulseChain bag and for Oink. Bitcoin scarcity, buyback power. Piggy bank fuses Bitcoin's rare vibe. Buyback beast. What else we got down here? So we got some of the details, some of the pump mentals on there as well. Rewards boosts, buybacks, and token burns. I don't know if they have anything around the actual treasury itself. Trying to see here. I haven't seen anything particular around that, but I believe that's what they do have. So that's at 0008 right now on the old Oink. Let's jump it down to the next green one is pump tires. Another pump tires along with Doubt up the top there. Pump is up 1% almost. Ink dollar sitting there obviously should be $1. That's pretty much flat, but is at $1. And then SolidX, of course, which is versus the Ink pair, that is up slightly green as well, $7.53. So really great entry for the old SolidX right now, given the fact that XGame is coming out and SolidX staking and all the perks as well. Now, we did hear a little bit of news around SolidX. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. XGame, of course, we're going to talk about that too. XGame is down here. So everything else is slightly out of the money right now, but XGame is down here. And we're going to have a quick look at the price, currently at 13.6 cents. Actually holding up super well. People anticipation of the XGame launching, because normally this would have come down, right? Like at least probably 65 to 80%, right? But it hasn't. It has drifted down. Obviously, we've got bad sentiment in PulseChain right now with the pullback, but it's still holding up pretty well. at this stage. Now, will it continue to capitulate given the fact that, as I understand it, XGame, Randy Halasky did a video yesterday walking on the beach, walking on the beach with his family, and indicated that they may have a final test net. So we already had test nets before, but they may have a final test net before the actual launch. I don't know how long that window is going to be. Maybe they've been making some enhancements there, but that may drift the price down a bit further if that's the case, because obviously one's looking for the launch. We weren't looking for another test net, but actually a launch. So we'll see with that. I'll have to double check that video again, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that. Yeah, and let's see what's going now. We're going to go to the X and quickly check to see whether they've actually got any live updates. But XGame there is I don't see 2 hours ago where the charts are green or red. People still want action. So this is the game, a little bit of a preview of the game, little animation there. So yeah. Now, Crypto Coffee said that XGame just launched PulseChain, but it hasn't launched on PulseChain. So I'm a bit confused why Crypto Coffee put that out, because if you go to the website, it's definitely not launched, right? So you can't play anything, do anything with it yet. And as I said, Randy Alaski put out something that there was going to be another little test net at the end of September. So there's a lot of confusion going out there, and maybe the XGame team should put out a pretty clear clarification around that. Anyway, we're at 1.3 cents right now. That is the old XGame, and of course the website, it's looking pretty badass, right? And as you guys know, there's going to be solid X staking. The XGame is the brand for the decentralized casino, and the first game is going to be Crash, right? It's a Crash game, and that's why you got the animation there. And of course, we've covered that as well. We also have the first, as I know it, the first dedicated XGame community, so you can join the XGame portal. And we'll talk about that in a minute too. But that is XGame. This is the first, upcoming launches. This is massive. So fingers crossed. This launches in early October at least. If they're going to be doing a final testnet in September, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get some clarification, as I say. But this could be potentially the first viral game on PulseChain in terms of its reach. And the reason why is because it's got pretty cool animations. Secondly, it's pretty exciting. And then thirdly, it's going to have a 30% referral. So there's going to be influencers everywhere. We do know that the founder of BaseChain is going to apparently be spreading this around to his community. So straight away you've got a whole nother massive chain there potentially hearing about this, and all the profits end up going to buy and burn and reward SolidX holders and things like that. Now we don't know exactly what the XGame token is going to be, whether it's going to be in-game use as well. So we're still waiting to hear about that too. So, I guess we'll find out eventually. And of course, the XGame did have a change in its description that it was now the official game token, right? You can find that at the bottom here. But that is potentially huge. So we'll keep a lookout. This is the next big launch we're expecting. Hopefully we'll get some clarifications around what Randy Lasky said, because we're expecting it to launch, not to have another testnet, even if the testnet is short. So we'll find out about that. Hopefully in due course. So that is the first one. That is XGame. We don't seem to have any particular update here on the chart. They don't seem to have clarified anything in here too. Let's quickly go on the Crypto Coffee thing. I just don't know why XGame just launched and that hasn't launched. So this is confusing. I don't know why I put that out there. They reposted it as well. XGame reposted it, so I'm not sure. None of that makes sense. So there we go. That is there, but we are waiting for it, and so we'll just wait and see what happens here with the old XGame. All right, so that is some of the cool stuff there. So that's XGame. I'll keep a lookout for that. Looks pretty badass, doesn't it? The next one, of course, we got looking forward to is not trading a ticket at the moment. I guess the closest thing is Bria, which is the meme coin, and this is Mrs. Rochelle's dog. And we haven't even got this on the list yet. Yeah, Bria here. I had a little bit of a sell-off there, I think, a bit overnight. Yeah, so kind of showing the weaker side at the moment in the chart for the old Bria. But the Bria community is being pretty active, so hats off to them. They've got to keep that up. And I think they're going to be doing some meme storms around influencers, targeting influencers. I think they were talking about targeting one influencer a week. I'm not sure they should do that. I think they should target an influencer once a day. If you target an influencer a whole week, they're probably going to get pretty annoyed. One day you can get away with it with lots of memes flooding the thing. But I think if you do it a whole week, I think you might get banned all over the place. I don't know. Just be careful with the old hitting up the influencers there. Uh, and each influencer is different, of course. They have different attitudes and perspectives on things, so you got to take that into account. I saw that RH Max the other day. He stopped following everybody on X. He said, "I'm not going to play that game," and I was like, "Well, isn't it another game just to play if you're following nobody?" Hey, look, social media is, from my point of view, is you follow people, right? You like some people, you follow people. Now there is an algorithm that people are trying to play on X, to get the best algorithmic bang for their buck. But once again, if you like somebody, give them a follow. Give them a follow. If you like what they're saying, blah blah blah, give them a follow. Anyway, some thoughts there. Thoughts there. Right, so that is the old Bria. That is old Bria there, and took it away there. So we'll keep a lookout for that. But CoinWell, of course, is going to be the platform we're looking forward to. Q4 launch from Rackham Rochelle himself. And of course, the new CEO is Ms. Rochelle. And so we're excited about where this might go. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. I'm not sure if he's been making any. Let's go have a look at Rackham. Rackham Rochelle, and let's see if he's been making any calls there. CoinBell, Coinbound is there. They're using PR, so professional PR. It will be multi-chain, so Rackham, obviously PulseChain will be included, but it is a multi-chain approach. So he's becoming a far more neutral in that. So yeah, I'm just having a quick look to see whether he's got any updates around that here. Can't see that. He's been buying some cars and things. But that's all it got, some gun gifts. So we've been talking about Hex and everything, talking about everything else, just about than anything else than everything else except for CoinWell. So obviously keep it quiet before we get the ramp up. So we'll see what happens there. But that is nothing really new there. But Mr. Rochelle is now the CEO. So this his new wife, the lovely lady, she's now the CEO of the corporation. So it's going to be fun to see that play out as well. And of course, owns the Bria dog, which I think they got a little bit of snapshot here of Bria. Bria's grown up pretty fast. Look at that dog, man. That dog is not holding back. That dog is getting bigger and bigger, very, very fast. So yeah. What would you call it? A teenage dog, Renell? A teenage dog? Yeah, teenage dog. So that is our Bria there. All right, let's jump away. So CoinWell, we're looking forward to that launch. Probably is my guess. I have a feeling 1st of October, but it'd probably be wrong. It is Q4 though, and let's see where that lands. We should probably do a competition where people come in and guess when it will actually launch. Give away some Bria dog tokens. All right. Now, along with CoinWell, it's going to be Coinarchy, which is going to have the Battle of the Memes on it. And so I'm looking forward to that too. So both of them are going to be pretty heavyweight. Now, CoinWell Mirror is going to be a full DeFi ensuite. So I believe it's going to have a liquidity fork in it. It's going to have lots of cool stuff in it. So it's going to have swapping and everything. LP pools, staking. It's going to be cool. It's also going to have its own token, and they're only going to have a very small amount of that available at the beginning, and of course available for the rewards as well. So I don't know whether they're necessarily calling it CoinWell. Maybe it would be like COW, cow or something. I don't know. Maybe it would be called Well. I don't know. But we'll find out what actually the token's called. We'll see how that plays out. So that is CoinWell. The next big one, of course, moving away from the two whales. So obviously XGame, SolidX is Firewell. And of course, CoinWell and Coinarchy, Rackham Rochelle. And those are the two big whales on the chain, at least public whales. And then, of course, we've got moving away from the whales, we've got the super devs, right? So Jacob here, obviously, we've talked about this a few times before. He is doing OnChainBet. Now, as I understand it, this token claim phase was supposed to end, at least the first phase where you get the best rate, supposed to end in September. And at the moment, we've got about 51% of people have claimed, which I think is really good. They're moving on to a second phase. If you're a late claimer, you get you can still claim, but you get quite a lower rate for your PLSP and your BNBP, the old PulsePot BNB pot tokens. There are currently apparently 4,068 people that have made a claim, and there are 65.4 million OC tokens. Now, OC is not trading yet. Obviously, waiting for the casino, decentralized casino to launch. Now, obviously, Firewell with XGames doing a decentralized casino. The technology is probably potentially going to be quite different. Probably peer-to-peer, both of them on chain. but I just don't know the degree of that. But definitely, Jacobs is definitely going to be on-chain peer-to-peer. So yeah, they're also going to have a lot of utilities as well. Obviously, ramp on-ramp here, bridge. It's going to be using cross-chain internet protocol, I think it is, or something. I think it's something like that. And that it means it's going to be able to use cross-chain bridge technology. It's going to be multi-chain as well. So all three of these protocols, guys, are all multi-chain. So they generally benefit PulseChain, particularly the XGame one, because all the funds from other chains going to come over, profits going to come over to PulseChain, and no doubt to some degree these other two, CoinWell and OnChainBet, will as well. But they're big heavyweight protocols, and it's great. It's great to get them out there, and of course PulseChain included. So kind of cool. So that is coming up. They're also going to have an affiliate program here as well for the OnChainBet. So that's a pretty important aspect of it as well in terms of making it go viral and getting adoption. When will it go live? It says here. Well, OnChainBet will go live shortly after the claim period concludes. So my understanding it is finishing in September. And so let's see whether we get an October launch for OnChainBet. Now, the other question is, will we get Mafia launching, which is a Jacobs game, which has been launched in phases. It's got the final phase, which is really the key one, where you got killing and people get access to the vault rewards. And we'll see whether that goes live in October as well. And then if not, maybe in November, we'll see. And then, of course, we're really excited about PUSD ALGO, which is the stablecoin solution, decentralized. Could be the first on the planet. But I think we have to wait till Ethereum gets at least up to much bigger values, maybe minimum 8K in my opinion, but maybe, if we wait, if December we run up to 12, 14K or something, then they could flip it all into stable coins and then launch probably $1 million liquidity, which would be about $2 million, a full range V3. So we'll see what happens with PSD Algo there. And of course, oracles, we understand some magic's happening in the background. So keep a lookout for that. And then, of course, getting those launched. If Jacob will launch all three of his products by the end of the year, that would be absolutely massive. And I think you'd get a lot of street cred for that. So we'll see what happens. See what happens there. That is where we are right now on OnChainBet. Big one coming there from Jacob, of course, which we've followed for several years now. BFFs for life. BFFs for life. All right, so that's OnChainBet. But it gets us into the monster thread. So we're going to do that in a minute. Let's see if we've got any more comments here. We've got Heartwood Dog. Good morning, all. October soon. Well, it's good that you arrived, Heartwood Dog, because we're going to be talking about your anime series finale in a minute. It's happening. We're 58 minutes on the hour. We've got Blair in the house as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. I still don't know what Sean's Telegram link is there, but let us know, Sean. All right, so let's get into the monster thread. This is PulseChain's weekly monster thread with all the hottest news from around PulseChain. And 20 weeks, guys, 20 weeks. Can you believe it? This has been going, and of course, it's only the beginning. You guys know I've been here streaming for about 6 years on a lot of crypto and Richard Hart, and of course, Hex, PulseChain. All the project launches. How many of those have I covered? Exclusive to pretty much to the Crypto Night Show. And here we are with the 20 weeks into the PulseChain monster thread. Absolutely amazing. Big shout out to, of course, to our promotional lead at the Crypto Night Show, MVS, and of course the editor-in-chief of the monster thread. So this has been going pretty well, 20 weeks. And what will the next 20 weeks hold? Green candles, massive pump. We all look forward to that. It's going to be pretty cool. God mode candles. I don't know. What does Richard say about the God mode candles? Guess we'll have to ask him soon. But that's all coming up. And of course, promotions is just starting to ramp up out there. We see people getting iPad devices, and it's pretty much game on. So let's get into the monster thread, number 20. And I'm going to post the link to this. Definitely share it around. It's the perfect for onboarding. If you're really busy in crypto, it's the perfect place to catch up and find out everything that happened over the PulseChain that's of newsworthy content. And it has some of the hottest projects in there as well. So it's fantastic for everybody. So we're going to get into deep dive into that now. So that is the link to the week number 20 monster thread. Don't forget to smash the like button, leave a comment, and of course repost around. That really is huge, not only for you but for you pump your bags. And the bigger the audience, the better. And we're on, PulseChain's down at the moment. Imagine PulseChain on the upside. We're expecting to get well in excess of 100,000 views moving forward into this, and already we're up to somewhere between 35 and 45,000 every week now So it's doing super, super well. Yeah, great for onboarding, great for catching up for those that are busy. All right, so let's get into it. The weekly Monster 3 number 20, Richard's Call, Aussie Meetup, and Magic London, and much more. And of course, get ready for the hottest news. Let's go into it. So with Richard out there, Richard shared a post calling for volunteers to help in Merita, California for the next 3 months every day. So obviously, we've got a lot of volunteer crews happening at the Beehive, I guess, at least the Hive, they call it, the warehouse, and they've expanded the warehouse, right? And we had a nice update from RG3 the other day on Xspace and talking about how they were going to be targeting something like 1 million devices by the end of the year. That's going to have quite the impact. This is the United States. And so RS Griffin's been organizing that. They've been doing a great job, and we've covered a lot of stuff there. So, yeah, 3 months. The more volunteers, there's got so much work to be done. All these ships coming in with all these iPad devices, pretty crazy. And, of course, recently we saw one of those blow up, which we're going to talk about next. And what did blow up? Well, Gabriel blow up, right? This guy was hilarious. Received a PulseChain promotional tablet with his reaction videos going viral and a huge community response. And I just love that little clip. Don't you love that? I love Richard. He wrote on it. So, it's hilarious. So he was a little bit shenanigans going on in the video, but it ended up blowing up. And that's hilarious. So everything can be used for good there. So there we go. That was hilarious. And his videos got even funnier and funnier with his reactions. Now, you got all the links here, so you can actually follow all the links, which are pretty cool. The next thing we had was a mega meme Hyperloop. And of course, this is announced from Zero Trust. So we did look at Zero Trust there, didn't I, just before there? So I was trying to look at Zero, but this is Zero Trust. Let's have a look at this quickly. They had a giveaway, right? So we might actually have a look there. I think Coexistence 7 also covered the results. But this is the one I was talking about with the memes. People handing them all these coins. You can see all these coins have been handed to them. And someone won some, I think. So back down here, let's quickly go down. That's pretty cool animation, isn't it? Pretty cool. We go down here. There was a giveaway somewhere. A giveaway live. They did that. So they've been meme teams have been putting their coins in, and then someone wins them, as I understand it. So that is from the meme there from Zero Trust doing their thing. So memes. We're getting more things around memes. And I'm planning to do I tried to do a full meme video the other day, but I was missing some of the sites. So we're going to try and do a full meme video about all the resources around memes. So if you're into memes, then you'll have them all available. But that is kind of cool. There's Hype New Meme Hyperwave. We'll see how it goes. We've got Liberty Swap upgrades. Now, Liberty Swap, of course, with Peacock managing to continue to upgrade. Remember, they're ramping up to do 40 chains. That means we get 40 chains can come on to PulseChain. 3 stablecoins, USDC, USD Tether, and DAI. Makes things a lot easier. You do have to be very careful. I must say this, very careful with using DGN wallets, interacting with any sites, right? So never use your main wallets, right? They're very important. Secondly, of course, always check your approvals. That you're not approving something that's bad, because you can also sometimes you can get intercepts into protocols and things like that. So just be careful, and also check the approvals, what the tokens are. Don't get nonchalant. In other words, don't get lazy with that. Those are very good rules. So use DGN wallets that will limit your exposure, and secondly, always check your approval amounts. Always try not to do unlimited approvals. And so forth. So just be careful out there. Make sure you save your links to your favorites, and be very careful about which of the links you're getting. Don't Google them, of course. Richard Hart's been talking about that a lot lately. Don't Google them. There's a lot, or use other browsers, because there's a lot of fake, PulseChain bridges. People getting rugged by using them. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Do it right. Do it right. So just to, use your safety there. Don't get careless. We're just before many of us expecting the real bull market to happen, so you don't want to lose all your bags before that happens, do you? So just take a few. It's really just an encouragement to don't get lazy on your security, basically. If you want a great resource for security, Papa Bona, I think, is kind of the PulseChain specialist on that. Tablets are trending. So crypto, before I move from that, Liberty Swap there, we got add a new zero gas for Pulse to base. So, gasless transactions, fantastic. To base chain BNB and ETH. They've also moved up the 25K limits. So, if $10,000-$15,000 limits didn't get to like 90% of the retail users, then we should certainly be there by 25K limits. So pretty cool. And they also got listed on Phantom, which has 920,000 followers. So it's kind of cool. PulseChain is slowly expanding its little tentacles around the place with every single new platform we get onto, particularly when they're large, any new feature. We're just slowly creeping out there everywhere, guys. So even while you're sleeping, there's a new platform we're getting listed on. All right, so tablets trending high. Of course, tablets have been obviously part of the promotions that Richard Hart is doing, along with all the big supporters that are help funding it, and all the people that are working for free. So that's kind of cool. We got crypto stickers listed a PulseChain promotional tablet on eBay, and it got insane price. We're going to check that out. Actually, getting comments from Centauri and Nova, and reaching over $2,225 in price. Now it's closing on Tuesday, which means it's probably not closed yet. So we're going to have a little look at that. Before we get into that, though, we've got a pop here from Vets and Crypto. A repost of the stream. I appreciate that. Thanks so much there, Vets and Crypto. That is really, really nice. Let's give it a and thank you for all the information. Hey, you're most welcome. Hey, Vets, let us know. I know that you've often get some insider stuff into XGame and SolidX because you were out first with the Solid Trader. Let us know if you got any insights around that as well, because a few little mixed signals there. Although I'd manage to go with Randy Alasky's update because he's part of the founding team as far as I know. Crypto stickers listed at PulseChain promotion. Let's go have a quick look, see what the value is right now. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go to eBay and see where the eBay comes up here. $1,630. I'm not sure it's gone down in value. What the heck? Oh, it's sold there. Sold for $1,630. First ever on the market. What happened? I thought it was up at 2,225. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe some of the other ones got kicked out because it didn't pay or something. But $1,630, guys, it's gone. I'm surprised there's not more out there. Maybe there will be more, but that's the original listing there. Yeah, so crazy. So that's 2,800 New Zealand dollars for those that love the Kiwi peso. That's pretty crazy. So pretty funny. All right. Anyway, that is the tablet there. It's a pretty expensive tablet. Probably cost like $2 to make, but probably about maybe $15, $20 to get shipped or something. We'll see. But that's pretty crazy. Anyway, it's great for the lore, the Genesis lore or whatever of PulseChain. The next one, of course, was Magic London trip here from Whitney Magic. Whitney Magic, of course, living the life, a free spirit, as you would say, out and about in the world. PulseChain girls going wild. Goes to London with her friend, getting wholesome comments from the community, and so a lovely picture there in front of, I guess the Big Ben, the UK Parliament, and they look like they're having a great time there in London. Bring out the bars, go to the pubs. They got more pubs in London than anywhere else, something like that. We got driving the hyperlane. So this is huge. We talk about Liberty Swap. We've also got Hyperlane is live on PulseChain. And of course, this is just beginning. So this takes time to ramp up, but it's super exciting. Potentially permissionless, limit-free, fee-free, seconds fast, and channeling capital from over 130 chains. So, with the Liberty Swap out there, like 40 chains, ramping up to that. This one here, ramping up to 130 chains for Hyperlane. It really is opening up all the highways to PulseChain. And that means also accessing all the capital pools and all the other chains really nice and easy, nice and frictionless. So it's game on, guys. We really are ramping in to that Q4 very, very nicely. We've still got good old week to go for the end of September. So we're getting set up for the big bull run there. It is coming down the road. So not bad. The next thing, of course, is tides on Coast. Not only do we need capital to come, but we also need the ability to borrow capital and a lot of capital. So if you've got a lot of capital, you want to attract big holders, and they want to earn a nice return. Well, we need good solutions for that. Well, tides on Coast. So Coast, of course, is our only direct fiat on ramp, and that is now launched a new balancer fork, a V3, as I understand it, called Tide. It is live, and of course, it's already reached $1 million in liquidity in the first few hours. So obviously, Coast has got a very good reputation. People have gone into that pretty strongly. So it's really, really amazing news. We're going to go to the website, actually. Let's go to the website. Crypto Coffee covered it as well. And Batias is giving a support it with integration. So it's got the Batias DEX aggregator support there. The contracts were audited and tested for months as well. They've done all their, ticked off the boxes there. Let's have a look at the site. I don't know if we got the site here. Here we got the site here, so let's go have a look at that. Yeah, you can launch the app. Let's do that. It's got all the stuff here. Let's have a look. Actually, go to stats. That's the app there. So it's a Balancer V3. You guys know that Balancer's stablecoin formula is very efficient compared to PulseX, sort of a Uniswap V2 pool, right? There's a bit of a curve, so it's a much more one-to-one efficient. And if you've seen that chart out there, you know what I mean. So it's pretty cool. So pretty great for stablecoins, and it looks like they've got some good capital in there. Let's have a look at what the stats say. The stats will tell us hopefully how much. They've got 1.5 million, so 1.5 million of TVL or total value locked. They've had 125,000 of trading volume. They've got 30 active pools and $135 in fees so far. So ticking away there, you can see the Ethereum stablecoins at the top there by volume, 216K. Followed by PulseChain stablecoins. Not surprised. Got trading volume there. Swaps by the pools. All the swaps that are happening on the Balancer fork as well. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else? Let's go to the pools here. And you can see some of the pools are looking pretty good there. The top pool is the PulseChain stables. How much they got in there? TVL 363K. The Ethereum stables got $250,000 there as well. And then they've got lots of other people's formulas there as well. Now, I mean, it's some free advertising for those that want to put in pools. Now, the cool thing about this, you can basically put in index pools, right? Because you can have more than 2 tokens, unlike, like PulseX V2. You can have more than 2 tokens there. So you can set up nice indexes between some of your favorite tokens. Pretty neat. And get rewards there for fees. So that is kind of cool from Coasts. We've got the other Balancer fork that we've got at the moment is from Famous, right? The Famous team that's been operating for a long time too. Last time I checked, it had about $6.5 million or something in it. I think it peaked out at about 25. Was it 25? Maybe 35, somewhere in that ballpark. It was pretty high early on. So we've got 2 Balancer forks at least on the Pulse team. Very cool. So welcome to the family, and a big shout out to the Coast team, bringing another really high value add there. Pulse to the Fallen. Wildest stayed there and gave a shout out to Heartwood Dog. Now, Heartwood Dog, of course, got the amazing anime series, Pulse of the Fallen manga series. I don't know. I put a post out yesterday saying that I think it's probably the best in the world. Why would I say such a thing? Well, just because they've got so many characters, so many twists and turns, such a great story arc there following the Hog token. Pretty crazy. And I think the Hog token there is a really good pickup value right now. Pretty exciting. So yeah, Pulse of the Fallen, and of course they had their manga series 13 in this case, but 14 is out as well. Now, chapter 13 and 14 are the rematch for Hog versus Conor McGregor. Obviously, that's exciting, and they're both out now. So it's the season finale as well. So ending the season. I'm not sure how much gap they have between seasons, but we are expecting over 100 chapters. So this chapter 14 is out. Very excited there from Heartwood Dog. So we're going to check that out a bit further down the line, but pretty awesome there. Getting a shout out from my wildest James. The LARPing Lark. Now, he's pretty much, I think, was maybe the second biggest influencer in crypto on the planet. About 3 million followers, if I remember rightly. 1.4 million followers here. But I think it's got quite a large following elsewhere as well. He talked about PulseChain Hex Richard Hart and reached a whole crypto audience. Now, it wasn't necessarily positive, I'll just say the least, but it was free exposure to a really big audience and a lot of crypto people there. So he got asked by Wazzy there, "Hi Lark, why don't you ever talk about Hex and PulseChain? Did you know that Richard Hart actually bet the SEC in court? The only crypto founder who has ever done it." Now, he obviously cited, XRP, but XRP kind of made a deal. They didn't defeat the SEC. So his knowledge about all that is lacking, or larking, as we would say. It was great exposure on one of the biggest crypto influencers on the planet. So kind of cool. Vivek Sen ETF. So he's got 212 followers. He said the SEC says the US exchanges like NASDAQ can now offer Bitcoin ETFs. So trillions of dollars are incoming. Now, we know that there's trillions of dollars coming with the stablecoin boom, with the Genius Act. Obviously, that's why Ethereum's blowing up. But we also know that the ETFs are going to be huge as well. And we're expecting a lot of money coming into the ETFs, not only for Bitcoin. And so this is a bit different because we've obviously got corporates still picking up Bitcoin, but the ETF vehicle is probably going to be the main play of how they do that in the future. So that is going to be a really big boom rather than directly holding in their corporate treasuries, going through ETFs and things like that. So it's going to be a really, really big deal. So we've got lots of mega themes with trillions coming. As I said, crypto is still a small market, 4 trillion. And now we've got, two major catalysts as well as many other mega catalysts like, tokenization and payments and everything else, all building up. It is the holy grail, guys. We've got the perfect lineup and everything is looking pretty exciting. So it's kind of cool. We've got the Australian Gathering. So Coexisted 7 announced the first Australian DeFi community gathering on October the 4th there. So that's coming up on Saturday this week. This weekend, yeah. With potential attendees already indicating they're going to that. So if you're in Australia, maybe it's something you want to check out. It'd be pretty cool. There's a lot of PulseChain guys there and girls, no doubt. Fed interest rate cuts. Brandon, of course, from formerly Rag to Riches, shares his Fed cut rate update about 25 basis point cut. Obviously, that was the mega economic news this last week, and it technically begins the downward cycle. What we expecting, the market expects 75 basis points, and that means risk on, right? And that is huge for crypto. So we might have a manipulated dip on a Sunday like we just did. The outlook is looking super hyper bullish, given all the stuff we've talked about moving into Q4. Cryptomatic, of course. We might be in a bit of a down market, but Cryptomatic is bringing the music and the grooves, so we get to dance along. And no matter whether we're in a bear market, a bull market, a dip, or a boom, DJ Cryptomatic keeps bringing the rhymes and rhythms. And this week he did. What did he do? He did a hex and rap theme. So hex and rap theme, but he does at least 2 or 3 shows. I think it is a week now. And wow, what a setup! Look at that setup, man. Is that cool or what? So big shout out to DJ Cryptomatic. It is such a professional setup, and we're so lucky to have him in the community, absolutely crushing it. So big shout out, DJ Cryptomatic. You got to go listen to his beats; really top quality. You can just put it on in the background or give it a full on watch. Get into the chat, all sorts of things. I know that a number of people in our Discord, like Wookie, are big fans of the show, and no doubt why. So he covers all different types of genres as well. Country music, to house music, to rap music, to rhythm and blues, to you name it. He's got it all in there. Pretty awesome. We also had first full PulseChain game on Play to Earn, of course, Gladiator Games. Now, unfortunately, Gladiator Games had a bit of an unfortunate wallet hack, unfortunately, based on just a bit of a faux pas there from the founder. However, the game is going on to bigger strength. So we had some big updates around that. Crypto Hitman from Crypto Paradise did a big interview with Jason or Marshall there about the latest Web3 game sensation, Gladiator Games. Kind of our first full operational game. Now, it is mostly a centralized game, but does obviously have its own token on the blockchain, Rome token, has its own in-game token called Gold, and we're expecting exciting things from this. So I love it. We've got a full-fledged game already operating, not running around, but it is like that. So first ever PulseChain project to also trend top 5 on the Play to Earn site. So this is, I talked to you about PulseChain expanding. This is really big. So Play to Earn's the big Web3 data aggregator for games, and we pretty much trend top 5. In fact, I think got to number 2, and it's got 78,500 followers there. So more reach happening in more categories. So PulseChain's expanding, and Gladiator Games playing a big role. Now we do have a quick little update there from Gladiator Games around some of the background. So we're going to probably quickly talk about that. They had a security update. After deep research, I discovered how the hacker gained access to the old team wallet. They dug through an early GitHub repo 8 months back where the private key had been briefly exposed during initial development. That code was deleted long ago, but they went through hundreds of comments to find it. Here's where we stand now. So a brand new, never used wallet has been created. Private keys are stored in an extremely secure location. App security has been completely redesigned and strengthened. No more exposed risk, no more exploits. This was my mistake, so he's taking full responsibility for that. I've paid a heavy price for it. He did buy tokens at the beginning as well, so he's put a lot more capital in people, just take note. And so others have. Obviously, other people have. Obviously, with the whale dumping something like 600 million coins, which is about 60% of the value that was in the OA wallet. And of course, the game profits as well were in there too. Thank you to those that have contributed to support the Gladiator Games. Winners aren't made by being perfect. They're made by learning from their mistakes and getting better. If you get knocked down 9 times, get back up 10 times. This was a hard lesson, but it's also a turning point. Gladiator Games are stronger and safer than ever, and the arena battles continue, and the best is yet to come. So that was a great update, and that's a really important moving forward, is that the founders of anything that happens like this, and it's not their their fault, that they get back up and make good communications, and that's what we're seeing here. Following that, of course, we had the Gladiator Games tournament results. This is for the second weekend, and so the founder dug deep in his own pockets and paid out these rewards. So that was pretty cool. 168 epic battles went down over the weekend, and of course, I played many of them. I was about average. Let's say I was average. I think I've got a little bit to learn about how to use the keys, but it is what it is. we made about $650 in Rome to our top champions. So $650 got paid out to the top champions there. First place was $200. Second and fifth place was $100 each. So that was really cool. And sixth place there was $50. Seventh and 10th place get legendary gear. Now, I do think I was one of those. So I might get some legendary gear, but no cash prizes. This is the way it goes. So I've got to get better. The keys, I don't know. I've definitely got better, but I've still got to get better if I'm going to get any cash prizes. Huge congrats to the winners, and thank you everyone who battled, wagered, and joined the Telegram voice chat. The energy was insane, and this is only the beginning. Hey, look, I must say, I participated in the tournaments. I don't know how many games I played, but a lot, and it is really fun. The Gladiator Games is really fun. And next weekend, they're going to do it again, where you rise to the Coliseum there. So that's pretty awesome coming from Gladiator Games. So it's back on track, our first big game, and of course, it's going from strength to strength. It was an unfortunately big mistake, but the game itself is fully operational and being secured and all the rest of it. I imagine that the gold token inside is going to be really cool. And of course, to get gold, you have to put Pulse in. So we're excited about where this will go. Such a great game. So excited about that. So that is pretty much it for Gladiator Games. Let's get back out of there. So that was also covered by Crypto Hitman at the Crypto Paradise team. It was a great interview. Go check it out. You'll get to meet Jason, of course, the founder of Gladiator Games. A huge Dubai event. Liquid Loans will attend one of the largest crypto events of the year, and that's going to be at BI Live there, Blockchain Live 2025. And that is going to be between October 28th and 29th in Dubai. And of course, we've seen Crypto Crazy, the CEO of Liquid Loans, doing a lot of these events and spreading the good word about crypto, and in particular PulseChain and Liquid Loans. So that's kind of cool seeing that. Now, there's a number of honorable mentions. Sometimes honorable mentions aren't necessarily news, but there's something that's really cool that's happening in the PulseChain community. So we include those as well. So Korea, Georgia there shares an inspiring message. It was a really lovely little message there from Georgia. And she got a lot of fame from eating peaches on live stream, but it was pretty fun. We got PulseChain Store giving away free t-shirts. Now a big shout out to PulseChain Store. They've given away thousands of t-shirts, guys, thousands of free t-shirts. Very, very cool. But in this time, they gave special t-shirts to Griffin, who's doing all the iPad promo giveaways there in California. And of course, PulseChain Store recently just got on to Emmett Farm, which we're going to hear about a bit later in there as well. 720 Crypto did the Hex Stake Challenge, week number 9. So going through 15 weeks of Hex staking. So week number 9 was done. So big shout out to 720 Crypto. Tam, of course, holding these X spaces, which have been very popular. One of the big ones that we highlighted here was the RH Core tokenomics. Kind of cool to see that. And then, of course, we had Where Angelic there celebrates his birthday. So happy birthday again. It's a second birthday, 1 week in a row. And, of course, the Brother KG there reaches out to the UniChain community, 133,000 followers, and did a big reach out video there. So big shout out to Brother KDG there from Internet Money. So some really cool stuff there. That was the week number 20, guys. So you can see lots of cool things happening. Lots of cool people doing cool things. Promotional devices, big influencers, cool DJ music. PulseChain's got it all every week, a bit of different flavor. Now, the other big thing, of course, is we have some of the biggest projects that are really gaining a lot of attention on PulseChain. Emmett Farm, of course, is absolutely crushing it and did a collab with PulseChain Store, which is a big PulseChain merch, of course, gives away thousands of t-shirts. So they've got a really cool collab right now, and you can actually stake the PLSS token, that's the PulseChain Store token, and earn massive rewards in the Emmett Farm, which is pretty cool. They got a PulseChain Emmett Farm and a PulseChain Pulse Farm there, so you got a best of both worlds there. And they've also got a special giveaway right now, 16 million PulseChain token airdrops in the Emmett Telegram. So if you're in there, try and get involved and get yourself on the Emmett bot there. Hit up Kairos, the founder of Emmett Farm, and get access to some of that. So $1,000 worth of PLSS. So If you're a small retail player in crypto and you want to pick up a bit of crypto, get involved in the community. And there we go. There we go. Also, some nice stuff there. You earn EDI too. They got EDI pools. So Emmett Farm absolutely crushing it. So big, awesome stuff happening there. Actually, they also got a shout out from Crypto Paradise. I told you guys, Crypto Paradise are everywhere. Besides the Crypto Night Show, they're the other big daily show out there. I do think there's one or two others getting pretty close to daily shows, but not quite there. We want the more the merrier, right? The more people, the merrier, because PulseChain's got to get the word out, and we need a lot of particularly large channels doing as close to daily shows as they can, if not daily, every 2 days. The more the merrier. So there are one or two others getting a bit closer. So pretty cool. The other one big, of course, was the new one, and this is a new meme coin, but man, is it funny? It is funny. Pulse World Liberty Fries. So a bit of a play on the old Donald Trump serving at McDonald's. But they've got some, look at the meme token where everybody gets a job. Everyone gets a job. I love that. That is hilarious. So World Liberty Fries. And they got a few pictures of some of the female influencers on PulseChain, along with Tam Tam on the right there and Hot Pro on the left there, with their old McDonald's outfits and the fries. So it's pretty funny. WLIFI there. And of course, that's a new one on the monster thread there. So if you love memes, I said to you, memes is going to be a big category. We've talked about decentralized casinos and gaming, but memes obviously is always a big category as well. And it's a vibrant part of crypto. So we've got a bit of a B roots in there. We got Bill Gates is it. Pretty crazy. So some good stuff there from this new entrant as well. World Liberty Fries. So that's pretty cool. Obviously the big one here, and we've got the Heart with Dog in the house there. Appreciate the coverage. Next season won't be too far away. We will have a 6-episode mini animation series to fill the gap. So there we go. That's coming from Heart with Dog there from Hog, the hit anime series on PulseChain. We got the Wookiee in the house as well. What's that? TikTok that climbs the rock with the old clock. Yeah, up to an hour and a half on the live stream. Pretty crazy. That's why I started earlier, because I thought I was going to have a longer show. We got epic rematch. Will Hog triumph over Conor McGregor? And you got to love this, right? Isn't that cool? Yeah. Conor McGregor running from the season finale there from Pulse of the Fallen. And of course, the rematch everyone's been waiting for. Chapter 13 and Chapter 14. It's a 2-part rematch. And we got Hog versus Conor Part 2, where our Warrior Hog battles for glory in this final round after intense training in the Room of Spirit and Time. Check Chapter 13 for that. Of course, Hog emerges unstoppable, featuring top PulseChain influencers Somi, Dirty Turkey, we got the DWB, we got the Pikachu, we got Shaney there, we got definitely DJ, we got Joshua Wu, and we got Tiger Crypto God there voicing their own characters. This is a very special thing that Outward Dog has done, is getting a lot of the influencers to voice their own characters. Pretty awesome. And I do believe that I'm in there as well. I don't know whether I got freed yet. I haven't seen that part. I have to go back and watch it because I have been a little busy, but I did watch quite a bit of Chapter 14 yesterday. And there we go. Never a bet against Hog, and we know you did. So we got this big, freaky, scary character coming into the play, and apparently it's very popular. So pretty cool. Hog, of course, is up for grabs. Hog token, you can buy that on the market, and it's a really good entry right now for Hog. Last time I checked, so check that out as well. Big shout out to the Hog team. And at the bottom, there's a minute little sneak preview of the beginning of Chapter 14. So you can watch a little bit of that, but the full one is up here. So you hit the links up here, you'll be able to get the full access to those latest chapters. That's the end of the series. But as Hot with Dog says, they will season 2 will be coming up soon. In the meantime, they're going to have a 6-episode mini animation series to fill the gap. So cool stuff happening there. Very, very cool indeed. A little teaser there. Pretty badass. So that's just a little teaser into the full chapter. Definitely go check that out. The other one, of course, is Crypto Paradise. These guys are crushing it, man. Honestly, these guys have been absolutely delivering. If you haven't followed Crypto Paradise, you've definitely got to do that. We've got Amaru, Nate, and Hitman, and they are doing an amazing job there covering the crypto markets. Just similar to what I do. They get some deep dives. They have their own angles into it, their own knowledge base. They're doing some incredible stuff there. So keep up the great work. They're also doing a lot of started doing their pre-allocation sales. So if you're in their DAO, you need 200,000 plus surf to get in the DAO. Then you can start getting access to their latest allocations. Now I don't know. I think this one may have closed off now. The Kavi one, I think it was closing Monday. So yeah, closing Monday there. But these guys are going to do more and more of them. You might want to hit them up to see whether they've got early access, but they are doing pretty well, and their DAO is crushing it. Right, look at that, 200,000 surf. They got different rewards depending on which level you are and which tier you're in. But that's just 3 of the early tiers there. So definitely pick up Surf right now. You're getting good entry into Surf too. They got a big marketing budget coming up, so keep a lookout for that. And they got lots of cool things happening. So what they got: big Surf burns, got big LP peers. So Surf is along with Teddy and Top Hat from Crypto Coffee. They also got big farms also in Vox and Emmett. So there, plenty of things to do there with value for that token. And they're always blowing up their, increasing their LPs as well. So pretty awesome. They do daily shows just like the Crypto Night show, and they are really top quality. So definitely check them out every day. Doing a great job there. So kind of cool. Cool little video too. A little bit of there. All right, so not bad there. And we've got a little sneak peek of one of the shows here, I think, as well. So pretty cool. Actually, this is about the Kavi pre-sale there, so not bad. Now, obviously, the other one we had in there was RhinoFi. Obviously, RhinoFi, I did do a bit of a deep dive earlier on RhinoFi. We looked at their chart, but their charging, 28-day charging is really on fire. They've given out $1 billion in Pulse rewards already, and 111 million rhinos being bought and burned, and they've got almost 500 people now following them. So this is a really growing team, is the old RhinoFi, and that 28-day charging is really working out, I think, pretty well. Obviously, PulseChain is down at the moment, but man, this is looking really good, and they're preserving all of that pulse for the run on PulseChain. So very clever team, and the artwork is next level. And I want to give a hats off to this team because they are promoting like all teams should follow. If you want to get out good and learn how to promote your own project, these guys are top notch. They're out there posting constantly and with new artwork, really visually capturing. So really great, and a great bunch of people. When you get in there, you feel really welcome. You're not feeling like you got some bot, deleting or something. So really cool from that team. Now, finally, we got Radon from Crypto Bro, and of course he's got his little innovative BDI token with Radon. Radon's a bigger ecosystem, right, with the deadly sins and everything else. They got quite a large ecosystem. You've definitely got to get into Radon and get in chat in there. These guys are really aggressive in crypto. They're really, doing some good stuff. But the BDI is the first anchored asset on PulseChain, and you can farm high APRs now on Nexian Farm, which is another farm. As you guys know, we've probably got about 6 or 7 really good active farms on PulseChain, but some of the big names are definitely Emmett, Vox, Nexian, but we've got a whole half a dozen at least that are doing really well. And of course, BDI there is the first anchored asset there, earning high APRs. You can see some of the APRs there, bonded with Envy, Pulse, EDI, and USDC. So some of the stables there, and earning some pretty good yields on that. So worth checking out. So some pretty cool stuff there from Radon, and Radon's a really good price as well at the moment for a pickup. So that is some of the cool stuff there. Yeah, we've even got Heart with Dog with a little comment at the bottom there. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Monster Thread number 20, guys, is out, and it is hot, and 20 weeks. And I want to give you a little bit of drop. So if you had a little bit of if you were to do advertising and you had to pay for advertising, because this is all organic, right? It's all organic views on this. If you were to pay for it, that's at that 1% conversion rate, we would be somewhere around 51 million impressions, guys. 51 million impressions equivalent. So the Monster Thread has been hugely successful. The Monster Set is successful because of everything that the community is doing. So the community's out there doing their thing, creating new DeFi, creating GameFi, out there delivering, iPads, out there in the mountains, going to little trips to London, DJing. I mean, it's really about the community, and it's got everything in it that PulseChain is doing, and it's pretty amazing. So, and this is just where PulseChain is. Can you imagine when we get on a big, start getting on the big uptrend with all the parabolics that we're all expecting? Then imagine how big the community is going to be, how active the community is going to be. It is exciting times. So very, very exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's an hour and 35 minutes we've gone for now. But it's been a pleasure. And of course, we're excited about the future. I know MVS Crypto out there is also excited too. And we hope that you enjoy all the content there in the Monster Thread. You can now go back 20 weeks and look at everything that's pretty much happened on the PulseChain. That's of newsworthy content with a few little bit of spices mixed in as well. So pretty cool. Wookie says, Tim to pump super. Let's go, says Wookie. Well, I'm not sure what that means, but that sounds good. Harry Williams in the house there. Hey, hello. I'm still buying. Yeah. Steep accumulating. We're still in the accumulation zone, but you just never know. From Richard Hart to you, you just never know. He may someday just knock on the door and hit us. Ooh, what's happening? What the heck? Is that Richard? Could I say? Yeah, one day we might get Richard and he might just one of these. Who knows?
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
Yeah. You just never know. Do you? It could happen. And we just had interest rate cuts. We know Richard loves those. And we've just had this dip in the market on the Sunday, a bit of market manipulation to help us for the Q4 bull run. We got these big projects coming. We got the promotion activities happening. You never know. We might see a God mode candle. And of course, begin the greatness there. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I will catch you again tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and see you then. Bye for now. Should I go? Should I actually go? Yeah, let's go this time. All right, bye for now.